There is a podcast about an island in the North Atlantic where people have been looking for an incredible treasure for more than 200 years.
Hello, and welcome back to
Could It Be? An Oak Island podcast.
We are your hosts, Deidre and Dustin White. Wow,
Yeah.
it has been a long time.
We haven't done a regular
I don't even
podcast
remember
in a
how
while.
to do the intro.
We haven't done a regular podcast in a while, but we're doing it. We're here. And this is not just even a regular podcast. This is a special episode.
It is. It's a magical one, if you will.
It's going to be a magical episode. It's going to be great. So we are going to sort 22 members. 22 members of the Fellowship of the Dig into Hogwarts houses.
Hot dog.
Yeah.
Or Hogwarts.
All right. So this is being broadcast live on Facebook right now.
Yes.
And it's also going to be in our podcast feed.
Correct.
So if you are listening to this via podcast, you can always go to oakislandpodcast.com/Oak Island Podcast. Or sorry, guys.
Whoa.
Sorry, my bad. Facebook.com/Oak Island Podcast. And you can watch the video because Deidre and I are like sporting some Hogwarts gear right now.
Hogwarts gear.
Representing our houses.
That's right.
All right. So we're going to sort 22 members of the Fellowship of the Dig into Hogwarts houses. This is exciting. We've been meaning to do this for, 2 years.
Yeah, actually, it has been. So I'm not going to lie, guys. I'm a bit nervous.
I'm not nervous. I'm excited.
So
it's go time. I'm ready to do it. Are you ready to sort?
I mean, I'm ready to sort. I'm actually sorting some papers right now.
Yeah. So Deidre will be, again, for our audio only listeners, Deidre is going to be bringing up some graphs, right?
Yes.
Some charts with basically we had a number of our listeners.
A lot of people
took a survey sorting these characters into Hogwarts houses.
Cast. They are not characters.
Okay, the cast members of the Curse of Oak Island, the Fellowship of the Dig, our listeners did us a great service by helping us sort them into these Hogwarts houses. Deidre and I are going to sort them as well. And so we're going to kind of see between myself, Deidre, and the listeners where the people should fall into, which Hogwarts house. And before we jump into the sorting, I do want to explain just a little bit of the traits that each of these Hogwarts houses search for when they're getting so behind us, if you're watching the video, we have a sorting hat. In the movies, Harry Potter, and in the books, they place the sorting hat on a student's head when they arrive at Hogwarts, and the sorting hat sorts them into one of the 4 Hogwarts houses. There is Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, and Slytherin. Okay? And so how the sorting hat chooses which house the student goes into, they look for specific traits because the sorting hat can see basically inside their brain, read their mind, right?
Creepy.
All right. So for Gryffindor, the Gryffindor house emphasizes the traits of courage as well as daring, nerve, and chivalry. And thus, its members are generally regarded as brave, though sometimes to the point of recklessness. People sorted into Gryffindor are often involved in heroics. So keep that in mind when we're sorting our cast of characters.
I guess that's a fair way to put it.
Okay,
our cast of characters.
Our cast are the Fellowship of the Dig. If you think that the member that we're sorting is like, oh yeah, I could see a lot of nerve in that guy or a lot of bravery.
The nerve.
That person might belong in Gryffindor.
Could. Right. Especially if they're reckless.
Uh-oh. All right. Then we've got Ravenclaw. And again, I didn't say this before, but I got these descriptions from the Harry Potter wiki.
Which is, pretty official place, actually.
Yeah. So Ravenclaw house prizes learning, wisdom, wit, and intellect in its members. Thus, many Ravenclaws tend to be academically motivated and talented students. They also pride themselves on being original in their ideas and methods. Often hardworking and diligent, as often is the case with intellectuals with a predisposition for academics, some of the pupils sorted under the blue bronzed eagle are known to be inclined to dismiss certain social expectations for the sake of satisfying their own intellectual curiosity. So, yeah, that's Ravenclaw. And I'm going to move on to Hufflepuff.
Okay.
Hufflepuff students. Students belonging to this house are known to be hardworking, friendly, loyal, honest, and rather impartial. It may be due to their values. Hufflepuffs are not as competitive as the other houses and are more modest about their accomplishments. Hufflepuff is the most inclusive among the 4 houses, valuing hard work, dedication, patience, loyalty, and fair play rather than a particular aptitude in its students. Hufflepuffs are known to have a strong moral code and a sense of right and wrong. Hufflepuffs are usually accepting of everyone. Students in Hufflepuff are known to value everyone and treat them as equal. Yeah, so I hear like some places say that Hufflepuffs kind of get the rest. That's actually in part of the Sorting Hat song. Is the Hufflepuff like anybody that doesn't fall in any of the other houses, Hufflepuff's glad to take them. But
I don't think that's fair.
Well, on the flip side, like Hufflepuff is kind of the best house. Kind of.
Yeah, I think whatever house I land in is the best house.
It's kind of regarded as the best house because they're just all accepting, all inclusive. They love everybody. They value hard work, So Hufflepuff is, it's a strong house. It's contrary to popular opinion, basically. But if you think about it the other way, they're strong. All right, Slytherin. Slytherins tend to be ambitious, shrewd. If you read Deidre's shirt, it says shrewd on it.
Shrewd, yo.
Cunning, strong leaders, and achievement-oriented. They also have highly developed senses of self-preservation. This means that Slytherins tend to hesitate before acting, so as to weigh all possible outcomes before deciding exactly what should be done. Slytherins tend to take charge and possess strong leadership skills. They are often self-assured and confident in their own competence and can be very loyal.
In their own competence, self-assured. I'm very competent.
Yeah, Deidre's wearing a Slytherin shirt. If you can't see us on the live stream, if you're an audio-only listener, I'm wearing a shirt that says Brave on it because I'm a Gryffindor.
He's a Gryffindor, so he says. Figure that out. How'd the Gryffindor marry a Slytherin?
I didn't know you were a Slytherin when I married you.
I didn't know you were a Gryffindor.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. All right, so those are the criteria basically for sorting our cast of characters, the Fellowship of the Dig, into these Hogwarts houses.
Exactly.
Before we move on, I do want to say one special thank you and just give props to a podcast called the Real Weird Sisters.
Yes.
They're the ones that they're a Harry Potter podcast, and they kind of developed this method of sorting different fandoms into different into Hogwarts houses. The first time I heard them is they were sorting Survivor characters. It was actually on a different podcast, but it was someone from the Real Weird Sisters. They were sorting Survivor cast members into Hogwarts houses, and it was a lot of fun. And since they've done like Wizard of Oz, they take the cast of The Bachelor sometimes, or shows like that, and they just sort them into Hogwarts houses, and it was a lot of fun. I reached out to them. It was probably, I don't know, a year and a half ago or so, and I asked them, hey, would you care if we did a podcast like that? And they said, yeah, go ahead, sure. So now we're finally doing it.
Yeah, we can finally tell them we executed on that.
Yeah, I'll let them know. So anyway, that is that, and thank you to the Real Weird Sisters once again for being cool with us doing it. And we're going to get to the sorting in just a moment. There's one other thing that I wanted to throw out there as part of this. Hopefully, it might be a little bit of a fun thing. Is I would like to, when we get done sorting one of the Fellowship of the Dig members, I'd like to say, or I'd like to try to see which position for Quidditch they would be a good fit for.
If they would play Quidditch.
If they would play Quidditch.
Not everybody plays Quidditch.
Okay, Quidditch is kind of like soccer mixed with basketball because there are hoops. You have to throw a ball through a hoop.
It's like playing hoops.
Yeah, so in Quidditch, I have it kind of written down here. Matches are played on a large oval pitch with 3 ring-shaped goals on 2 of different heights on each side between 2 opposing teams of 7 players each. There are 3 chasers, 2 beaters, the keeper, and the seeker. The chasers and the keeper respectively score and defend the goals with a large quaffle, or with the quaffle. That is a large leather ball, kind of like a soccer ball. And then we have 2 beaters. They use bats on the bludgers. Bludgers are like small, like really hard balls, and they are like they're kind of like softballs. And they hit each other. They hit those balls toward the other team and try to knock them off their brooms or throw them off course. It's part of the game. All right, and so
dodgeball.
Yeah, so they knock them away from their teammates and toward their opponents. And then we have the seeker who locates and catches the golden snitch. Whoever captures the golden snitch wins their team 150 points, and it simultaneously ends the game. The team with the most points at the end wins. It's usually the team that catches the snitch, but it's not always.
So we're live right now, as we mentioned, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to keep track over here of some of the comments and stuff, and all of a sudden I get the little thing that pops up, says Scott Barlow is watching, and
hearts for Scott.
Hearts for Scott.
Yeah, he's wondering which house he's going to be placed in, I'm sure. All right, so let's go on to see. So anyway, we're gonna discuss the Quidditch thing as we go along.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should pull up the first I don't know, contestant.
Maybe we should talk about him first and then bring in what everybody else is saying.
Okay,
what do you think?
Who's first?
So our first to be sorted is Mr. Peter Fernetti.
Peter Fernetti. I know him.
You do?
Well, I know him from the Curse of Oak Island.
Oh, okay.
So Peter, he is I could see maybe a lot of houses he could potentially be sorted into.
Do you?
I do, because he sure seems like a hard worker, and that could be a Hufflepuff.
Okay.
He seems like he, deep down, I could see a little bit of shrewdness in him. I could almost see a little bit of Slytherin. So I don't know. What do you think? What do you think?
Hufflepuff wasn't my initial thought.
Okay.
I see a little bit of this Slytherin that you're saying, because we don't know too much about him, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But he also exudes to me Ravenclaw, just like
mm-hmm.
I feel like if he sat down, the hat was put upon his head, he would have a difficult time. But I think he kind of has that intellect. He's the strong, silent,
type.
Wise type.
He does.
I see him in the library a lot.
Okay, so I would sort him to Slytherin. I think he is more of the, I think he is very interested in getting in leading. I don't know. I feel like a he doesn't like broadcast it very much, but I could feel like a little bit of a he wants to be a leader. I don't know. In my brain, I think that, like, when I see him out in Smith's Cove, when they're doing the GPR with oh man, I forgot his name. Mike West. They were doing the GPR, and Marty left him in charge. And he's like, "Hey, you're in charge. Take over." And I think he relished that. And is a geophysicist. I think he was there, and he was like, kind of like, okay, I think we're getting close to being done. And then Peter's like, no, we still have all this area to do. And the guy's like, oh, well, okay, let's go do it. I think that he like loves that kind of thing, and he relishes it. So that's my opinion.
Oh man, I'm just kind of going through here, seeing if anybody
in the chat
has said much, because I'm very curious. So guys, we would love to hear from you, but those of you that have taken the survey, we do have those results, and I know a lot of you are wanting to know. Should I go ahead and
throw that up there, please?
Let's have a conversation.
All right, Peter Fernetti, there he is. All right. Okay. Whoa. So I have not seen these, so this is pretty interesting.
Yes. I haven't really looked at them. Wow. I just kind of threw the name. I find this really interesting. So those of you that are audio listeners, the majority of you have voted him into Hufflepuff.
Interesting. Yeah, I see about 25% into Gryffindor, and we have about 40% in Hufflepuff. 30%, 29 to 30% Ravenclaw, and looks like probably less than 5% of people sorted him into Slytherin. So I guess I'm outvoted.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Because what did you say?
I said Slytherin.
Okay, yeah.
You said Ravenclaw.
Well, I said Ravenclaw or Slytherin. And I'd say most people disagree with this whole Slytherin situation.
I guess
so. I mean, I'm feeling Ravenclaw or Hufflepuff, but the Ravenclaws are like right about 30%.
I'm seeing people in the chat saying that they see him as a Ravenclaw. We have Agnes in the chat saying a Ravenclaw. We have Connie saying Ravenclaw, but Agnes says she could also see a Hufflepuff. So,
oh, geez.
So where are we gonna just have it be? Like, what is Peter Fernetti?
Oh,
he's not a Gryffindor. He's not a Slytherin.
Nope. I think we can take those two out.
Yeah.
Pretty
I wasn't
easily.
Expecting this kind of contention off the first.
I know. Like, I really thought this was going to be a landslide towards Ravenclaw, in all honesty, because Dustin and I didn't talk about this up front. But hey, I think the people have spoken.
I think the people have spoken.
And as a podcast by fans for the fans.
The fans.
I think on this one, we're going to have to err on the side of them.
All right, so let's let it be. Peter Fernetti is.
Let's see. I know Hufflepuff.
All right. Well, Peter Fernetti has been sorted into House Hufflepuff. So I'm going to put that. I'm trying to take notes of where everybody gets sorted, so that we can do like a list off at the end. You know, like read off a list of
a list off.
A list off.
That's a new one. A list off.
Hey, you know what? I'm a trendsetter.
You're a trendsetter? Right. Said no one ever about you.
All right. Peter Fernetti, Hufflepuff. All right. Everybody has spoken.
Everybody has spoken. Okay, sounds next. I've got Maddie Blake is up next.
Ooh, Maddie Blake.
Now, this one I think is interesting. Where would you put Maddie?
Immediately, I think Slytherin.
Really?
Yeah, like
I would have never put him in Slytherin.
That's funny. Yeah, like that's just where my mind goes. Like right off the bat, I'm just thinking to myself, Maddie. You know, I think he has some like leadership qualities, and he has a little bit of shrewdness. He likes to get to the bottom of stuff. You know, he's like an investigator. I mean, I think. I don't know what kind of ideas are going through your head.
So I see him as really enthusiastic, right? He's the head acorn.
Yep.
He goes out there and, he's ghost hunting.
He is.
He's digging in. He's digging deeper. I see him as a Gryffindor.
Really? Okay.
And I find it interesting that you think he'd be a Slytherin. Is anybody that's not in Gryffindor, in your opinion, a Slytherin? You're like,
no, that could be.
You're not like me. Get out of here.
So this is where some Harry Potter stuff comes in. We're not going to probably talk a lot about Harry Potter, like as far as darn it, we already messed up not putting Peter on a Quidditch team or a Quidditch position.
Oh, my bad.
What? Before we go on, what position in Quidditch do you think Peter would be good in? Keeper, beater, keeper, or chaser, or seeker?
Who's the goalie?
That is the keeper.
That one.
For Peter?
Yes.
I think he'd be a better seeker. He's small. He's agile.
Actually, I should have known he was the keeper because that's what we call them. Anyway,
keeper?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway.
He's a keeper.
Yeah, so secrets? Peter is going to be a what? You think a keeper?
I do.
Well, I think a seeker. So, yeah. All right. So, anyway, back to Maddie Blake.
Okay, back to Maddie.
In Harry Potter, when Harry Potter puts the sorting hat on for the first time, or the only time, actually, during his first year, because he puts it on again later on, but he gets sorted into Gryffindor. But the sorting hat very, very nearly sorts him into Slytherin.
Okay.
Because he has a lot of the qualities that House Slytherin likes for their students.
He could be great.
Well, and he is great. But, greatness, leadership, a lot of let me see. I have like a little list here, cheat sheet. So, like Harry is crafty. Harry does have ambition, and he has a lot of Slytherin traits. But this sorting hat, Harry asks the sorting hat not to sort him into Slytherin because he had heard bad things about Slytherin. And he said, the Sorting Hat said, okay, he's Gryffindor. So yes, Maddie could be a Gryffindor.
Okay.
But I don't know. Something deep down just says a little bit of
Slytherin, you're saying he represents cunningness, ambition. Okay, I can definitely see.
Mm-hmm.
Charm. I mean, you don't get to do hosting things if you're not charming.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I could welcome him to my house.
Yeah, he's resourceful. You know, he will go out and do the boots on the ground and get some answers that people are looking for. You know, he's. I think he is a Slytherin.
Okay, well, let's see what the people have said.
What did the people say?
Have the people spoken?
Ooh.
Whoa.
Wow. So Maddie Blake has probably 13% Gryffindor, somewhere around 38% Hufflepuff.
I mean, Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw, I'd say, are pretty much tied.
They're almost neck and neck. It's like probably 1% difference between the two, with a slight edge to Hufflepuff. And then we have Slytherin at about 13%. So,
Okay, I think the people have spoken to Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw. So let's look at those.
Okay.
Let's talk about those two in particular.
All right, I guess that's fine.
And see if we could come to a agreement on one of those.
Okay, so Maddie, you know, okay, if he's a Ravenclaw, he's got to show intelligence. I've been trying to say intellect and intelligence at the same time.
Make them one word.
Wit, wisdom, and creativity. If he's a Hufflepuff, we get hard work, patience, loyalty, and justice are kind of some of the traits. So I don't know. For me, if I'm looking at this a little deeper, I don't know. Slytherin and Ravenclaw are often pretty close, I think, and Hufflepuff and Gryffindor are often pretty close. So I can say he'd probably be good in either one, though. I don't know, because you thought you thought Gryffindor initially. I thought Slytherin initially. I don't know.
Geez. Okay, so I'm going back and forth with Hufflepuff. Hardworking.
He is hardworking.
Patience.
Well, he asks those hard questions and he says, "Well, I know if you can't answer, you know, that's going to be okay." He's.
I can definitely see the patience.
Accept waiting for that answer.
Waiting for the right answer.
Yeah, or waiting for any response.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Loyalty. I can definitely. He's an acorn. I mean, head acorn. Definitely. That feels very much like loyalty,
right.
Justice.
So it's kind of sounding like
I think
Hufflepuff.
He's a Hufflepuff.
All right. Is that the case? Is that the final answer?
That, to me, is the final answer.
All right. So we have Maddie Blake is...
just and loyal. True. Yes, clearly.
Hufflepuff. All right. So
Maddie, you have been sorted.
Maddie has been sorted into Hufflepuff. Now, which position in Quidditch would he play?
Oh, geez.
Do you think he would grab the ball and go score? Would he be a seeker? Would he be a...
I think he's a seeker.
Defender?
He's an eye on the prize kind of guy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Well,
what do you think?
I think he's probably be better at... I think he would be a chaser with like trying to score.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I can see that. I mean, isn't that the whole point of the interviews, right? Trying to
score the goods.
Score the goods.
Yeah. All right. So who is next up on the list?
Oh, Sir Robert Clotworthy, the voice of the island.
Could it be?
Often heard, never seen.
Rarely seen.
Rarely seen. Yes.
All right. So I'm thinking Robert Clotworthy. I don't know. Got to be Ravenclaw. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, just looking at the characteristics of Ravenclaw, that makes sense to me. Let's narrow it down based off of our survey results.
Yeah, well, the reason I'm saying Ravenclaw is because he basically knows everything that's coming. Like, he has to do all the prep work, all the study, and he has to keep it all quiet, you know? He can't, like, tell people, hey, this is coming up. He knows things before they're supposed to be known to the public.
And without being a person that's there.
Yeah.
So he actually knows the episode because cast members actually don't see the episode before it airs, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'd say Robert Clotworthy might be one of the only ones.
He's one of the first, anyway.
Yeah.
After the editors and probably producers. Well, some of the producers.
You would hope,
Yeah, so I'm thinking Ravenclaw. What do you think?
Yeah, especially with creativity. He's a creator, right?
Is, yeah, for sure.
So let's see what our dear friends have said.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, finally we agree.
We agree on one. So Gryffindor, on this chart that DJ pulled up, Gryffindor shows about 17 or so percent. Mm-hmm. Hufflepuff's about 19%. Ravenclaw, 2 or 33%.
Yeah.
And Slytherin about 30%. So
yeah.
Slytherin's close.
I wonder if it's those who don't like the constant could it be's that put him in Slytherin.
Possibly. Yeah, but I don't know. He's the one that gave us the name of our podcast,
yeah.
He's our namesake.
Yes.
Yeah. Robert Clotworthy is
the man.
He is the man. He is
Ravenclaw.
Ravenclaw. That is Sir Robert Clotworthy is a Ravenclaw.
I'd agree.
Right.
I agree. I think those colors will look good on him.
So do you think he'd be a Quidditch player? Or is he kind of like the coach off the side? He's like the voice.
Often heard,
yeah,
rarely seen. That's a good coach quality.
Right.
You're on the sidelines.
Okay, so Robert Clotworthy is one of the coaches.
Robert Clotworthy,
even though the real coach is like the Quidditch captain who plays on the team, but whatever.
Oh, we've got our own rules around here. So
all right, well, Robert Clotworthy, congratulations, you're the newest member of House Ravenclaw.
Woo woo!
All right, so I gotta put Robert Clotworthy. Okay, there you go. He's in Ravenclaw. Perfect. All right, who's next?
The one and only Lord of the Swamp and Seas, Tony Sampson.
Tony. Oh my gosh. Okay, when I think of Tony, immediately. Okay, do you want to do it first?
No, I'm dying to know what you think.
Oh, he's got to be a Gryffindor. Gotta be.
Really?
100,000%. Yeah.
Okay.
He just saved a man's life.
He did. And Slytherins can also be great.
They can be.
And
There's good Slytherins out there.
There is. You're right. And
I might be sitting next to one of them.
Yeah, exactly. And I think Tony belongs. Considering when we interviewed him, he seemed to know a lot about some of this, Freemasonry, maybe some sneaky sneakies. Okay. Maybe he's protecting something.
He could be.
He had lots of great ideas about how the money pit was created.
Yeah. I remember that. That you make some good points, but I think the virtuous stuff outweighs that stuff, because when you look at Gryffindor, you get people that are brave, daring. They have the noive. They've I don't know. They've got the resourcefulness. They've got the determination. I don't know. I just see knowing some of Tony's background before Oak Island, with his military and police officer stuff. And he's he flipping dives to the bottom of the ocean looking for buried treasure and stuff. That guy has nerves of steel.
And a Slytherin, we're often associated with water, the element, right?
Sure. Okay.
Who spends a lot of time in the water?
Snakes.
Sir Tony Sampson.
He does. You're right. Okay.
Hello.
I can get where you're coming from, but I still think he's a Gryffindor. What do the people think?
Well, let's see what the people think.
What do the people think? And they agree with me. Ha! All right.
Dang it. I wanted Tony to hang out in my house.
No, I get to hang out with Tony. All right. So Tony Sampson got about 41% of the vote as Gryffindor.
Oh, man. So I
don't even need to read the rest because he kind of blew the rest out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Sampson
out of the water
is a Gryffindor. All right. So congratulations. Fine. Come to my common room, Tony. I'll show you around. We'll hang out. Play some BFFs. We'll play some wizarding chess, Yeah. I bet he'd be good at chess.
I bet he is.
Yeah, I bet he is. All right. So Tony Sampson is going to be the first to be sorted into.
Right then. Right. Okay. Gryffindor!
Yeah, Gryffindor, baby. Tony Sampson's in my house.
Yes.
All right, so welcome, Tony. Yes, so Tony gets to be the first to be sorted into Gryffindor, and that's wonderful. So,
that is wonderful. So if he played Quidditch, what would he play? What position would he be?
I see him as a keeper. Like he is a goaltender, you know?
Really?
In my like that's what I see him at. Dude, come on. Get him on a broom, but put him up in the air. He's gonna be so fierce blocking those hoops. I could see it. What about you? Don't know?
I don't know. He feels very.
You know, he might be a good beater. You know, he can grab because they have like little baseball bats and they hit the.
I see that more.
Yeah,
because I feel like he wants to go fast.
Well,
zooming around
and hitting the balls with the club and like knocking the other team off their brooms. Yeah, that
feels more.
Okay, yeah, you got it. I think you're right. So Tony would be a beater on a Gryffindor team to mess up the other team.
To mess them up.
Yeah, that sounds kind of like a Slytherin thing, but whatevs.
Whatever. Hey, at least it's some compromise for me. Yeah. I mean, whatevs.
Yeah, it's cool. All right, who's next?
All right, next we have Paul. Sir Troutman. Paul Troutman.
Paul Troutman. Okay. Yeah, what about you go first this time? What are you thinking about Paul?
I think Paul is a Ravenclaw.
I'd have to agree.
That's good.
Because that guy is like master extraordinaire of research.
Yeah.
You know, like that's his thing. Right?
That's his thing. I would agree.
He's been interested in Oak Island like his entire life.
Well, we saw that he showed up in Season 2.
Season 2, Episode 2. In case you don't know, like our listeners our podcast listeners that may not be watching us live right now, because a lot of our live people are familiar faces and names that I see on our chat room. So, hey, everybody chatting still. But we have a weekly trivia game show that we host on Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And we do Oak Island trivia. And we talk about a single episode from the past, and we do 25 trivia questions about that episode. And the most recent episode that we did a trivia game show about was Season 2, Episode 2, the mystery of or I don't remember the name of the episode. Something about the money pit.
Return to the money pit.
And Paul Troutman was there during Season 2. Episode 2 to show the team a very cool and fun a home video that his dad James had taken at Oak Island back in the 1960s.
Just a couple years
pretty
ago.
Cool stuff. And if you're interested, you should join us on Friday evenings to do some Oak Island trivia. So
agreed.
All right, so anyway, we're talking about Mr. Paul Troutman and talking about how he is possibly a Ravenclaw. Depends on what the fans say, I'm sure, but I think he's a Ravenclaw.
Says Ravenclaw.
Okay, well, let's see. Can you pull it up? And it's pretty close, but it is Ravenclaw.
I mean, that's super close.
Looks like we have about 32% saying Ravenclaw and about 31% Hufflepuff. So I mean, that is really
close.
So Paul Troutman, you know, I guess there's no arguing about it here. You know, he's got the intellect, he's got the wit, he's got the mental sharpness of a Ravenclaw. So let's get him sorted, right?
Let's sort him.
Here we go.
Ah, yes, a ready mind. You belong in Ravenclaw.
Woohoo! We always get the cheering at the end. I like it.
Right?
So, Paul Troutman, welcome. He is the second to be sorted into Ravenclaw. He's joining Robert Clotworthy over in Ravenclaw. So let me see. Paul.
So we have 2 Hufflepuffs, 2 Ravenclaws, and a Gryffindor.
Wow, no Slytherin yet.
No Slytherin.
I don't know. I've been seeing some Slytherins myself.
I mean, I've been advocating for a couple Slytherins, but unfortunately, I'm not seeing them.
That's okay. All right.
Okay, so let's pull that down.
Sounds good. And who do we have to discuss next?
We have Mr. Tom Nolan.
Tom Nolan. Okay. He's new to the team. At least forward facing. I mean, he's been part of the island's history forever. For a long, long time.
New to the screen on a consistent basis, if you will.
All right. So Tom Nolan, son of Fred Nolan. Big part of recent Oak Island history.
I've had a really hard time with this one.
Did you? Okay.
I just don't know where to put him.
Tom Nolan. I'm do you want me to?
Yeah, I'm actually really interested in what your thoughts are, and even kind of breaking apart some of these descriptions, because I just don't know what to do with him.
Okay, well, I might sound like a broken record here, but I'm saying Slytherin.
Oh my gosh.
Why?
You and your broken record.
Look where he hangs out, in the swamp. Okay.
Okay. Like, that's probably the best argument you've had with
the house. Like, each of the Hogwarts houses have an animal associated with them, and Slytherin is a snake. I'm not saying Tom Nolan's a snake, but I'm just saying, who else likes to hang out at swamps? I don't know, snakes, right?
Tony Sampson.
That's true.
But we didn't put him in Slytherin.
Oh yeah, Tony Sampson's Lord of the Swamp and Seas.
Oh,
my bad, Tony. No, Tony is a Gryffindor, though. Come on.
But fine. Okay, right. But I just don't think that he's
what?
That he's a Slytherin.
Okay, well, what do you think? Tell me.
Why is this not cooperating? Sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties over here.
That's your part of your life.
I've got people. Actually, there's quite a few people over here saying Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff? Okay.
Yeah. So, okay. Let me look at our Hufflepuffian traitage, if you will.
A Hufflepuffian traits.
Yeah. Okay. So, hard worker.
Check.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say so. Patience.
He's a hard worker.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, he's waited this long for Answers in the Swamp.
Well, that's anybody that's been working on for a long time.
His family's been working on that for a long.
That's
long
true.
time.
So, and loyalty, I definitely see that there.
I see it too. Yeah.
Okay, and justice.
See, kind of a fair play kind of guy.
Yeah. Integrity, fairness, honor.
I could see it.
Okay, so I definitely
I get it.
Like that. What was our other thought? I don't feel like a Gryffindor. I feel like I can take that off the table. You thought Slytherin because you think everybody's a Slytherin, except
I don't think everybody's a Slytherin.
Yeah, I don't know. You sound like a broken record.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought that he could belong in Slytherin. I think he's a take charge kind of guy. I think he is. I don't know. I think he has his interests more in the forefront than, like, he wants people to go and work in the swamp. He doesn't want them to go work in the money pit. He doesn't want them to go work in Smith's Cove because he has his own interest.
Okay.
So that's kind of where I was thinking a little bit.
Okay. Well, let's see what the people say.
What did the people say? Ho, 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 ho.
Whoa.
Look at that. I guess I was right.
So if you're not seeing the visual version of this, the survey says
40% Slytherin.
Wow.
Yeah, next was Hufflepuff at about 30% of the vote.
Slytherin, cunning, ambition, leadership, resourcefulness. Yeah, man, but I mean, the Hufflepuff really checked off a lot.
It did, but like I was saying, it's just, I think he has his self-interest more at heart. Like, I know he's probably a good team player. He's a good sport about it all, but he really wants that swamp focused on.
Yeah, I get that.
So what are we saying? Are we saying that the people have spoken with me?
Yeah, I guess.
All right, let's hear it for the first time.
Let's see. Slytherin!
We got a Slytherin.
Right. Welcome to the club.
You get to hang out with Tom Nolan in your house.
Sweet.
All right, cool. So, yeah, we've already got quite a few down. I mean, we're just rolling through these. This is great.
Okay, if he played Quidditch, where's he going?
Ooh, Tom Nolan, I see him as he's a keeper, goaltender.
Yeah.
So he'd be the keeper for Slytherin. Unless that's you. Do you like goaltending? You like to score goals. You were a defensive player, weren't you?
Yeah, I played defense
we're talking about soccer, not Quidditch.
Sorry, I played Quidditch for a while. Yeah. No, when I played keeper for 1 year because nobody else would do it, and I was like, fine, I'll do it. I was so bad, like really bad. If you got the ball near me, I was gonna miss it. I have great foot-eye coordination, hand-eye, not so much.
That's fun.
Oh, so there's some tidbits about me.
There's some tidbits. Cool. So Tom Nolan, Slytherin. Who's next on the list?
All right. We have Mr. Dr. Ian Spooner, a.k.a. the Swamp Doctor.
The Swamp Doctor. Oh, my gosh. That throws my my sorting in one direction already. If he's the Swamp Doctor, hanging out in the swamp with Tom Nolan.
Oh, my gosh. There is something seriously wrong with you.
Okay, no, but I got to rethink. Tom Nolan. Oh my gosh. Dr. Ian Spooner.
Uh-huh.
Okay. That guy's wicked smart.
Yeah. But he's also a doctor of swamp.
But he's also a wicked hard worker.
I know. So I've gone back and forth between the Ravenclaw and Hufflepuff.
I'm thinking Ravenclaw.
But
though.
I feel like a professor of Ravenclaw. You know?
Oh, you think he's not even like a student? He's just like a teacher now.
I do.
He's one of the professors.
He's straight up gone professor. I mean, he is from a university.
Maybe he'd be the head of house.
Okay. So he's not playing Quidditch.
No. He could play Quidditch. Maybe he's another kind of sideline, like coach.
I see him. Well, I mean, not talking about Quidditch, but I see him coming in. I mean, we know he was skeptical coming into the swamp, and he wants the data, right? What's going to make sense? How can he speak to it based off of the facts? And to me, that's a Ravenclaw.
He's a Ravenclaw. I would have to agree. If the people don't agree, then I'm going to be shocked.
Okay, let's see.
Wow, look at that.
Wow.
Look at that margin. So he was voted 50% into Ravenclaw. That's the biggest that's
the biggest percentage that
anybody so far
seen where that many people agree.
He's definitely Ravenclaw then.
Yeah.
He was the second place was Hufflepuff, and that was just at like 21%.
Yeah, so, versus 50. Like, yikesos.
Yeah. So, Dr. Ian Spooner, it's pretty obvious he is a
Ravenclaw.
All right. So, Dr. Spooner, congratulations. You have just been sorted into Ravenclaw. And you join Robert Clotworthy and Paul Troutman.
And he's a professor at Ravenclaw, just because I have dubbed him so.
All right, well, cool. That's great. So the houses are starting to fill out.
Yeah, they're filling up. Well, not filling up. I mean, they're
filling out.
Filling in.
Okay.
Right? Because
out and in.
Okay, so our next person that we're sorting is Mr. Doug Crowell.
Ooh, Doug. Oh man. He already, like, when you think of Doug and what he does on Oak Island, you immediately just go, boom, this house, right?
Well, at least I would instantly put him in a Ravenclaw house. But I think about the time he's also digging in the dirt, right? So remember when Doug was digging in the box in Smith's Cove, and he's like going to town and working hard, and he was all sad because they're like, get out of the box, we need to do it safely, and he just wants to dig down in. Or when they went to
the museum,
and
he's like getting under that tree.
He's got his hat backwards and he's getting underneath the rhododendron. Paul's all in.
Not Paul.
Doug is all in.
Yeah, I could see that. Maybe I would put him in like Hufflepuff, because he's like really hard worker, and you can bleed over into 2-3 of these houses,
naturally,
you know?
yes.
And so maybe he's a Hufflepuff with like a bunch of Ravenclaw tendencies. Because like, you know, he's really intellectual. You know, he's like, but he's also that hard worker.
Or Ravenclaw with Hufflepuff tendencies. Because maybe he gets really tired of the library and he's like, I need to refresh my mind and go play in the dirt.
Yeah, I need to go get my hands dirty.
Because dirt don't hurt.
But he's also, so during the off season this year, he did that whole puppet thing, right? With Walter.
Oh, yes.
So what does that speak to?
That speaks to hilarity.
That's good nature. Fun. Trying to bring everybody's spirits up. I think that's a Hufflepuff kind of thing. Because if you don't know, go look on Doug Crowell's Facebook page. Over the summer, he did a series of these funny little scenes with what's his name?
Walter.
Walter, the puppet. He's a famous puppet, right? I thought it was like Jeff.
Jeff Dunham.
Dunham, yeah. Yeah, so like, I don't know. To me, that speaks a little bit of Hufflepuff. Because, you know, it's trying to keep it light.
Sense of humor. I can definitely... Oh, this is... Okay, let's see what the people have said.
Well, what did you say?
I instantly said Ravenclaw. That's
I'm
what my
I'm going to say
gut
Hufflepuff because I've been convinced about Hufflepuff. So what do the people say? Oh
okay,
my gosh.
So they thought very similar to us.
Yeah, but that's pretty overwhelmingly Ravenclaw.
Yeah.
He has about 43% in Ravenclaw and about 29% in Hufflepuff. So I think Doug Crowell must be a Ravenclaw. Because that was like my first kind of leaning, but like so much Hufflepuff stuff talks to me, you know?
Yeah.
What is the chat saying? Is chat saying anything?
A lot of them are saying Hufflepuff.
Yeah, well, we have Bonnie saying Ravenclaw. We have Claire saying Hufflepuff. Yeah, so I don't know. Is this Lynette said Hufflepuff, and he should be a coach on Hufflepuff? Do you think he'd be a good coach on the sidelines?
I mean, he's willing to get in and get dirty. So
I think he's a chaser. Like he's wanting to grab that ball and go score.
Okay, so let's see here. If he's gonna play Quidditch, and he's a Ravenclaw guy, then he's gonna have to have a place for his sense of humor, that's like being witty, like a place to go hard and do something.
What does that have to do with Quidditch?
Well, just I'm thinking the personality, like his trait that would fit within that team. I don't think he's gonna be a keeper, but I think he might be beating up the other guys.
I could see him as a beater. He'd grab the baseball bat and just knock it into other people.
It makes a nice balance for him.
Okay. All right. So Doug is on defense. Defense,
Doug. Team defense.
All right. So Doug has now officially been sorted into.
Ah, yes. A ready mind. You belong in Ravenclaw.
Well done, Doug Crowell, newest member of House Ravenclaw.
That's right.
All right, cool.
You want to know who's next?
Who is next?
Vanessa.
Ooh, Vanessa Lucido. We had a good chat with her this year.
We did. I loved getting to know more about her.
Yeah, if you haven't listened to our interview with her yet, go back and find it and listen to it. It's great. It's very enlightening.
It was very enlightening.
And it kind of tells me about her. I don't know. Okay. You want me to say first or you?
Go ahead.
Slytherin. She's a leader. She's take charge. She is don't beat around the bush. Grab the bull by the horns.
Well, yeah, she's definitely a person that, I mean, you got to be tough in order to be in her industry.
Ambitious.
Yes.
Determined.
I mean, she was going to be named Deidre.
By all means necessary kind of attitude.
And
that's what I get out of her.
She is my spirit animal, so I feel like...
And you're a Slytherin.
And I feel like she needs to be in Slytherin with me so we can go cause some trouble. Like sneak out at night and...
Make sure you have an invisibility cloak, okay?
Yeah. We don't care if people see us.
Okay.
And, ruffle some feathers over in the Gryffindor house. Because I feel like she'd do that.
So you would go and prank the Gryffindor house.
Oh,
with
yeah.
Vanessa. Okay.
I mean, totally.
I'd be like go away. I want to go back to sleep.
And I'd be like, I mean, I've been known to TP some houses in my youth. I took my mom TPing.
It would be really tough to TP a Hogwarts house. It's like a tower on a castle.
Yeah, which is great. You got all these little like protruding things to hook them over. And
how are you gonna get up? Oh, I guess you could just.
I mean, there's a toilet paper shortage now, but like some magical stuff.
Wingardium Leviosa, you just fly it right up there.
Definitely.
Okay, so I'm saying Slytherin. That's what you're saying as well.
I agree.
Okay.
Let's see here. I'm trying to pull up the results, and this thing's being a little cantankerous. So.
Okay. So, yeah, that's what I could see her as. I see her as, I'm going to pull up my little cheat sheet real quick of like, traits for Slytherins.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm going to read a couple of them to see if, we can agree. So, cunning. I don't know if I would say she's cunning because that is, if you look up the definition for cunning, it's having or showing skill in achieving one's end by deceit or evasion. That's one of the traits of Slytherin.
Yeah, but that could also just be taken as like negotiations because, depending on how you present it. And I think sometimes you got to win the bid.
Yeah, and you have to be sharp-witted to do that kind of thing. You have to be clever. You got to be maybe even a little bit shrewd, like your shirt says, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, I don't know. She's ambitious. She shows lots of strong leadership skills. She's resourceful.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm thinking Slytherin. What do you? You agree now?
I agree.
Okay.
I just because I want her in my house so we can go TPing.
Okay. Well, let's see what
important.
What did the people say?
Let's see what the people say. Oh man, Ooh. This is kind of an interesting spread here.
Looks like she's at about 33% Hufflepuff and 30% Slytherin.
Well, we can definitely take Ravenclaw off the table.
Yeah, Ravenclaw the least
and
amount
Gryffindor.
Of votes. Yeah, so Hufflepuff, it's the whole hardworking, and that we can definitely see that in Vanessa and her team.
Mm-hmm.
They're super hardworking, but it's the leadership part that really sends it over the edge for me in Slytherin, and I don't think I'll be changing my.
Well, I'm not going to change my answer. Are we like overriding the people at this point? But it's only 3%.
It's very close, and we, hey, I get one vote, you get one vote, they get one vote, so they've been outvoted. Sorry, peeps.
Yeah, sorry, peeps.
All right, so Vanessa is a.
Slytherin.
Welcome.
Yeah, so we got a new member of House Slytherin.
I'm actually really stoked about that one.
Yeah, well, we got Vanessa as a Slytherin. And what position is she going to be playing on the Quidditch team?
Oh, that's hard.
Well, I don't think it's that hard.
Really?
I think she'd be a seeker.
Why do you think she'd be a seeker?
Because I can just see her like getting on that broom, zooming around, not having to worry about the quaffle, not having to really worry about the bludgers, just avoiding them. And, I just see her as wanting to be the champ, winning, grabbing that snitch and winning the game.
Then she'd be a coach, because
not everybody can be a coach.
I know, but you have to have one per house. Do we have a Slytherin coach?
Tom Nolan. Is he the coach? I don't remember.
No, we didn't. I don't think we put Tom Nolan anywhere. Did we?
I don't know.
I thought he was. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, it's okay. But I'm going to say she'd be a seeker. And you say a coach.
And okay. I think she should be the coach. Okay, but
cool. Sounds fine and dandy.
Fine and dandy, huh?
Yeah, fine and dandy.
Okay, so next we have. Actually, let me take this down. So, we're not looking at our person. Laird.
Ooh, Laird Niven.
So, our archaeologist.
Archaeologist Laird Niven. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so Laird.
Where do you put the Laird? Now, we interviewed him as well.
We did.
So, I'm trying to think back to that.
Yeah,
right?
I'm like, so many of these people on the show are like total brainiacs and smart, you know, so it's like easy to just say, oh, everybody belongs in Ravenclaw because, you know, that's where the people with high intelligence end up usually.
But you could also say they all belong in Hufflepuff because they're all hard workers.
They all are hard workers. Well, I'm gonna say for Laird Niven, I don't know. Part of me wants to say Gryffindor.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me think on that.
So Gryffindors are brave. They've got I don't know. I just like he's an archaeologist, okay?
Okay.
They go into they're digging for the unknown. You got to be brave for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but not for like the ball foundation. Okay. Well, I mean, unless he hits a curse or something, like that'd be terribly unfortunate.
You've always got to be worried about getting hit by a curse, especially on Oak Island, especially if you're the one in charge of digging.
But we know he's spending a lot of time in the research center, right? As much as we like to Indiana Jones the whole archaeology profession, that's not in reality what it's like.
That's part of what I'm thinking, what I'm taking into it.
Okay, we may have made a Laird Niven in the flood tunnels a doom, but a good chunk of what he does is very Ravenclaw.
It is. I have to, I can't dispute that, but when I think about him, I see an aura of self-confidence. I see, I don't know. I just see him being.
Do you see him causing any hijinks? Probably not. Daring, like he is not Indiana Jones. He's a great guy. He's smart. He's all the things, but he's also cautious, right? He's not going to give you an answer as to what this thing is right away.
Well, maybe I just wanted him in my house.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm here to keep you grounded in reality.
Yes. I know he's really like brilliant. I know he's a hard worker. He could be a Hufflepuff. He could be Ravenclaw.
I could see him in Hufflepuff over Gryffindor or Slytherin. I'm saying that he would be in Hufflepuff or Ravenclaw.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to stick with Gryffindor because that's what I think.
Because that's what you want him to be?
Yeah, because I think that's what he is.
All
right, so do we know what the people think?
Let's see what the people think. The people agree with Hufflepuff or Ravenclaw. Like, he's definitely not a Slytherin.
Okay, but I had at least some people. 21% of the people voted for Gryffindor, so some people saw those same qualities I did. Yeah. I feel a little bit vindicated because you're like, no. And I'm like, I think so.
But someone also voted him in Slytherin.
Okay.
At least maybe 3 people. I don't know. But I wonder who.
All right, so he was put into Ravenclaw by the people. Our listeners. But
barely. So look, you have Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw, and they're separated by like 2%.
Yep. Mm-hmm. But I think Ravenclaw has spoken because they agree with you.
Of course. That's true. He's a Ravenclaw.
All right. So that means we can sort another into.
Ah, yes. A ready mind. You belong in Ravenclaw.
All right. Laird Niven is a Ravenclaw. Wow, Ravenclaw house is getting pretty full there.
Well, it's funny because coming into this, I was thinking everybody was going to be a Gryffindor or a Hufflepuff. And right now, Ravenclaw's leading the way.
They are. Well, that's all right. We got plenty more names on the list to catch everybody else back up.
That's right.
Or expand the Ravenclaw house.
Or expand the Ravenclaw.
All right, so Laird, what position is he playing? He's not a coach. Not everybody gets to be a coach.
I didn't say he was a coach.
He looks like...
he looks like? What do the positions look like?
No, I'm saying he looks like an older Harry Potter. Maybe he'd be a seeker.
He looks like an older Harry Potter?
Well, Harry Potter is like...
Why? Because he has glasses like most the team?
Yeah. And I think he's got the similar build. Like, seekers are supposed to be, of a certain build and agile. I bet you he's agile. I bet you he do backflips.
You bet he's agile.
I bet you he could do backflips.
Laird, can you do backflips? I need some feedback.
We had Scott in here. Scott, can Laird do backflips?
Yes, and if not, could you maybe teach him?
Yeah. All right. So, good job, House Ravenclaw. You got a fine archaeologist in your ranks.
That's right. Okay,
Who's
next?
Uh-oh.
Is
Who's next?
definitely a favorite.
Ooh.
Everybody loves him.
Okay.
He's a hard worker.
Okay.
Billy!
Oh, Billy Gerhardt.
That's right.
Oh, my god.
You know, he wears green a lot.
Oh, so you're saying he needs to be in your house?
I do.
Well, maybe I want him in my house.
So?
Are we going to fight over Billy?
Billy.
I don't think Billy belongs in my house, though.
I don't think he actually belongs in mine, but he might be like me, where he would test as a Hufflepuff and identify as a Slytherin. And in that case, that's why he wears green and gold.
He does wear green and gold.
And primarily, we're talking about the two houses, green and gold.
Mm-hmm.
But the bulk of his stuff is green. I'm just saying. If I asked Billy personally, I think he might want to hang out in my... He would totally go TPing with me and Vanessa.
You think so?
Yes.
He would run the heavy equipment necessary to...
Yeah, and he's a leader. I totally see... we know he has multiple businesses with his name all over them.
That's very true.
Right?
That's very true.
You don't get there by... doing nothing or sitting back. I mean, he may be a hard worker, but that means he definitely knows how to lead.
He's a go-getter.
He is a go-getter.
I don't know. Like, he just screams like head of house for Hufflepuff to me.
Yeah. I mean, he is the hardest worker, but I feel like he'd be such a great leader from his throne of the excavator. Like, he's working. It's like, what are you doing? Get back to work. Like,
he's like
he's probably got like
guy.
360 vision.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying he's a Ravenclaw because their house animal is eagle eyes.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
No, he's not a Ravenclaw. Like, I know he's brilliant and smart because, he's like a entrepreneur with, like you said, multiple businesses, but that lends to his Slytherin side. But I think there's overwhelming evidence that he is like the truest Hufflepuff of all time.
Yeah, I mean, he values hard work, obviously. And interestingly enough, Hufflepuff is associated with the earth element. And where do we often find him? He's digging.
He is digging.
Like, I mean, can you dig it? Billy can dig it.
Yep. And so they're known for their undying loyalty. I can see that.
He screams loyalty.
I can see Billy like taking a bullet for any one of those Fellowship of the Dig members if he had to.
Yeah.
And look what but then you get the Gryffindor part where he's like, even like without him knowing a bit, and like he wasn't there, but he stopped like
because of his hard work, he stopped a thief.
Yeah, he stopped a thief that was on the run with a gun, right?
Yeah.
In Nova Scotia. And it was, well, like, for me, that's like speaking of the heroism of Gryffindors, but...
He's not a Gryffindor. Just because you want him in your house doesn't mean he's a Gryffindor. I mean, I can try to campaign to put him in Slytherin, but really, we all know he's a Hufflepuff. Let's see if the people have spoken.
Let's see what the people said. They...
Okay, thank you.
50% voted him into Hufflepuff.
The people have spoken. We have spoken. I mean, Gerhardt Gold belongs in Hufflepuff.
Well, that is the color of Hufflepuff is gold.
Yeah,
gold/yellow.
But... Exactly.
Yes, Billy is.
I don't think we need to debate that any further. I knew that would be the quickest sorting out of anybody would be Billy, even though I'd campaigned to have him elsewhere. I feel like Billy, because everybody likes him so much, could go wherever he wanted.
He could,
because everybody's gonna pitch.
Everybody would like bring him in. Him in. Yeah.
They're like, no, Billy's on my team.
He's kind of like Harry Potter. Like, okay, so in the movie and in the books, when Harry gets sorted into Gryffindor, Ron Weasley, who is becomes Harry Potter's best friend.
Mm-hmm.
His brothers, Fred and George, they start chanting, "We got Potter! We got Potter!" I can see the whole Ravenclaw, or not, sorry, Ravenclaw, the whole Hufflepuff table saying, "We got Billy! We got Billy!" You know, like I can see it.
Can you imagine how big the cheer is when, and the crowd goes wild?
Well, do they? Let's see. Let's see what the crowd does. Here we go.
Let's see. I know. Hufflepuff.
Woo-hoo!
Woo woo!
Billy is a Hufflepuff. All right, so is he playing Quidditch? Keeper.
I was gonna say, I feel like the keeper.
Nobody's getting something by him. He's just gonna.
Yeah, and he could do it with an excavator too, like just the little
the scoop, pop, pop,
boop,
pop.
Boop, boop. He doesn't even have to leave the ground. Like Billy doesn't ride a broom. No brooms for Billy.
Well, there you go. The people have spoken. Billy Gerhardt is a Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff.
All right, cool. So who's next?
Next, we're gonna go to Scott.
Ooh,
Hearts for Scott.
Hearts for Scott. Scott Barlow.
Yeah, I don't know if Scott's still here, but I think it's time that we decide where Scott goes.
You know, I'm thinking about it. I can see a little bit of Gryffindor in him, but it's mostly screaming to me for Scott Barlow is Hufflepuff, because I can see him as super hard worker. I can see him as, I kind of see him as Slytherin a little bit too, because he's like a leader. You know, he's like the boss.
He is, so.
But I'm gonna wait.
He's a project manager.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say Hufflepuff. I think he is right there with Billy, kind of like leading the charge for the Hufflepuffs. Super hard worker, dedicated to what he does, loyal, friendly. Well, from what I see, friendly. I don't know. That's what I'm picking up. What he's putting down.
Okay, so he's a hard worker, right? But we know he owns a business, right? He's a project manager. He's especially since he oversees what's going on, and we all know that's like herding cats, right? I mean, that's not easy. And not that I've personally ever herded cats, but I feel like he belongs in Slytherin. Scott and I have a similar like mindset and sense of humor, and he's okay. He would go TPing with Vanessa and I.
Oh my gosh, is that what your whole house's motto, or like your
so we
your
cause
goal, your
hijinks.
your mission statement is everybody that joins
in TP we must.
Yeah. Okay.
And then, he likes to have fun out on the boat. Can't you see like a Slytherin barge and we're all out there having a good time? Cannonballs.
Flamingos. Yeah,
like,
snakes would eat the flamingos.
Maybe if they're in the same house, hanging out, doing their thing.
Okay, Scott Barlow, Slytherin. I could see it. Like
he's
I said,
he's a hard worker, but he's a leader.
I see the leader. I see the. Yeah, I don't know.
Resourceful.
I still like Hufflepuff. I think he is like embodies the Hufflepuff of like just like Billy, kind of good natured, go getter. Make sure everything's done. Make sure everybody's taken care of. That's kind of what I see in Scott Barlow. And Hearts for Scott.
But I see. Okay, Connie has a good point here.
Okay, what does
Connie
Connie say?
He'd have to be a patient person to manage so many strong personalities.
There you go.
Right? So he'd have to be very patient, but also like super resourceful, because you're gonna have to. Those type of strong personalities, you need them to think they're making this decision themselves, because they're gonna be like, oh, don't tell me what to do. I'm gonna go do this.
So are you saying he's Ravenclaw, getting people to think what he like it's their idea? Or is that more of a Slytherin?
No, that's a Slytherin thing. That's more and then don't you remember when he was like hooking up the GoPro to the scoop because we needed to get down and see what was going on.
Yeah, Billy, and who do you work with? Billy.
Yeah, and then Rick got in a bucket.
Well, that was pretty daring. If you ask me.
I bet you Scott talked Rick into getting into the bucket.
Nobody
He's
needs
like,
to talk
I don't
Rick into it.
Need to
Rick just does it.
Get in there.
Okay, so yeah, Scott. I don't know. I still say Hufflepuff.
Janet says wherever you put him, you have to put Steve there because they're buddies. Oh,
that could be fun.
Okay. See, but I truly think Scott's gonna go cause some hijinks.
I guarantee it. You know what he did to poor Steve in our superhero trading card set, right?
Oh, that's right. He stole his helmet and
he's like, Neener, Neener, Neener. I got your helmet.
Exactly. I don't know. He's a leader if you have to. Okay.
Well, what did the people say? Maybe they can settle this because I still say Hufflepuff because he's a hard worker. Oh.
I mean, it's not a lot.
Yeah, it's like
a lot of people agree.
It looks like 31% Hufflepuff, but we have about 40% people putting him in House Slytherin with you and Vanessa and Tom Nolan.
Dang, I got a fun crew. Like hijinks, Slytherin barge.
Yeah, right. I can see Tom Nolan saying, "Calm down, kids."
Yeah, well, someone has to tell us to, someone has to help balance us shenanigans out.
Yeah, well, there you go. So,
I'm sorry. I think he needs to be sorted there, and we were between them.
I can see it. Okay, so welcome to House Slytherin, Scott Barlow, and let's make it official.
Slytherin!
Yeah! All right. Well, you could...
Let's go cause some trouble, guys. Yeah. I can't wait.
Yeah. All right. So, we got the houses filling in.
Mm-hmm.
And
we're about halfway. Keep going.
We're halfway there.
Whoa!
All right, let's sort some more Oak Island people. All right. Let's just keep going.
Okay.
Who's next on the list?
So next is Terry Matheson.
Ooh, Terry. Okay. Do you want to do it first or me?
Go ahead.
Gryffindor. He, on our trading cards, he is the gallant geologist.
Gryffindor?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me think on this.
That's just based strictly on our trading cards. Okay, so if I don't base it strictly on the trading cards, probably, I don't know. He's a mix of Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw. He's a smart guy. He's a
geologist.
Yeah.
Earth. He's an earthy guy.
So that puts him straight into Hufflepuff?
I mean, I feel like by default.
Yeah, but I want him in Gryffindor.
I don't care. I mean, you may have a bunch of Gryffindors coming up still. I mean, we only have one person in Gryffindor so far.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's not that it matters.
Tony Sampson? Yeah.
So basically, it's just you and Tony hanging out in Gryffindor. You can get a private boat tour.
That's a good mate to have,
It is a good mate to have.
All right, so I'm going to say, I don't know, Ravenclaw. Like, if I'm being honest. Like, I want him in Gryffindor, but...
Well, I was going to say Hufflepuff, but I'm kind of leaning towards the Ravenclaw. And because the way when we go visit him at Smith's Cove, and people are showing up, he's educating everybody as they go along. People look to him for, like, what kind of dirt is this? And he's got all the different things. Oh, this is traditionally this is bedrock. Oh
yeah, this is dynamite.
Yeah. Oh, silly Dave put that in there. Things like that.
The rowdy one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I could go either way, but you make good points with the Hufflepuff, but you also make good points with Ravenclaw.
Like, I like the Ravenclaw for him just because he knows he's got to have a vast knowledge. Well, okay, when we interviewed Steve, he had mentioned Terry knows about a lot of topics, right? There's a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So he probably spends a lot of time at the library getting all smart and stuff.
Hanging out with the likes of Doug and Paul, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he is the hard worker.
Yeah.
He is the I can see him as the loyal type, the like standing by your laurels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but on the flip side, I think I'm leaning more toward Ravenclaw.
I'm actually leaning towards Hufflepuff.
Okay.
He works outside a lot.
He does work outside,
right?
And
that's just the nature of his job.
Sure,
you're gonna find him outside.
Yep,
where the dirt is, where the earth is, because he's a geologist. That to me says Hufflepuff.
Okay, well, let's bring up what the listeners have said and see if they agree with you or they agree with me. Like,
or neither of us.
Yeah, or neither of us. And
okay, not unanimously, but by a landslide.
Okay, maybe not quite a landslide either, but he had about 39% Ravenclaw and looks like 31% Hufflepuff. So he is going to be in Ravenclaw.
Woo, woo.
With like everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, geez, we've really been talking about them Ravenclaws lately. You know, I don't think they get enough attention in like the movies and such. So maybe
because they're all hard at work.
Yeah, this is a good point. Yeah, they're not out causing hijinks.
Yeah, maybe they are.
Well, maybe they are. They just do it quieter than us Slytherin folk.
Yeah. So Terry, what's he going to do in the Quidditch pitch?
I don't think he's playing Quidditch. I think he's playing in the dirt.
I'm going to say he's
the groundskeeper.
He's a chaser. He's up there trying to score goals against the goalie, the keeper.
Blowing off steam after studying so much. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to get him sorted into
Ravenclaw.
Terry joins
Team Ravenclaw.
Yeah, so far Robert Clotworthy, Paul Troutman, Ian Spooner, Doug Crow, and Laird Niven.
Oh my goodness. It's a party in the research center.
It is.
Okay, so next
is who?
We have a Bobby Dazzler of a
is it Gary?
Of course. It is Gary.
Gary Drayton. Oh man. So many things.
so many things to talk about with Gary. So he's big personality, right?
Yeah, it makes me immediately think of Gryffindor, but I could also see like Slytherin and Gary Drayton.
Really?
You don't see Slytherin?
I mean, I see him causing mischief, but he can do that in Gryffindor.
He can.
And he just feels like a Gryffindor to me.
Like I said, I think he's Gryffindor, but you know, I can also see him as shrewd. I can see him as, you know, I don't know. He's a take charge kind of guy too.
Boldness.
He is bold.
I mean, that's very Gary.
So,
the Nuv.
yeah. How about chivalry?
Yeah.
That goes with courage, honor, courtesy, justice.
Yeah. And
readiness to help the weak.
Yes. You know, I'm thinking he's a Gryffindor.
I don't know. Like, he's out there with, like, I don't know, Peter Fernetti or Jack Bagley. And he's like, all right, mate, let's get this going. And he starts, you know, doing his metal detector. And he's like, all right, dig that for me, mate. You know, like.
That's true.
To me, that's a little bit of Slytherin tendency.
Yeah.
Like, you know, stepping back, you know, and then holding it up and you know, he digs it up or it gets dug up and that's Gary's find. That's Gary's top pocket find.
Yeah, that's true. You know? I mean, but
he deserves it.
Hanging out with Harry Potter, like
I can.
I mean, think about it. Is he hanging out with Hermione and Ron and?
Sure. I think, okay, he probably is Gryffindor. Like I said at the beginning, I'm just saying, I was just making a case for, you know.
Everything else.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Yeah, I think that is probably where he gets started. And you think so too?
Yeah.
Okay, what do the people think about Gary Drayton?
What, 42% Gryffindor?
The people agree.
The people have spoken. I can't believe how many people put him in Slytherin, though.
I gave you reasons. I gave you reasons he could be in Slytherin.
That's true.
Yes, Slytherin was what, second place? So not by much.
He was definitely not a Hufflepuff. I mean, he doesn't dig his oon holes.
You know, he did dig his own hole in season 2, episode 2.
It was early. He knew when he could.
He dug 2 holes, and he had Peter Fernetti dig the first one, and then he dug the second one. So there you go. All right, so Gary Drayton, yes, joining me And Tony Sampson in House Gryffindor. Sweet. Finally got another one.
Yes.
All right, so let's officially get them sorted. You ready?
Difficult, very difficult. Plenty of courage, I see. Not a bad mind either. There's talent. Oh, yes. But where to put you? Better be Gryffindor!
Yeah!
It's the perfect clip because he's debating between Slytherin and Gryffindor, which we were doing, right?
Mm-hmm. And the people, too.
And the people.
The listeners, our wonderful listeners. So, cool. All right, so
next.
Gary is in Gryffindor. Good job. Who
is
next?
The royal cartographer,
Mm.
Sir Stephen Guptill.
Steve.
Man, I'm all over the place with Steve.
I don't know. He's
Where
a hard
do you
worker.
Put him?
He's a hard worker, but he's also, super wicked smart.
Right? The guy likes math.
Yeah. I mean,
like,
who does that?
Not like he enjoys math. Like, he probably does math problems to put himself to sleep at night to unwind from the day. He's like, long division sounds great. So that, wicked smart. But he's super busy, right? If there's multiple projects going on, he's running around. That's what Laird said.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's got to bounce between everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wants Steve. And so, he needs to have a clone. So, if he is wicked smart, if he does belong in, Ravenclaw, he needs to get all of Ravenclaw House in together to develop cloning technology so they can have multiple Steves running around the island, because that's obviously what they need.
A lot of Steves. I mean, Scott says Steve talks a lot, and Steve says Steve talks a lot.
Does he?
We're yet to see that on the screen.
Yeah, he seems like the quiet.
Because remember when we were interviewing, it's like, sorry, I talk a lot because, well, I talk a lot. And then Scott's always saying the guy won't stop talking.
He just won't shut up.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, I don't see that on.
I could see a little bit of everything in Steve, though. I can make a little case for him for Gryffindor, for Hufflepuff, for Ravenclaw, maybe even for Slytherin. But that's more of the edit from the show, because him being more quiet and calculating, that's more of Slytherin to me. But
okay, quiet and calculating,
that's also Ravenclaw.
I'm really torn here because we did a long interview with Steve. I feel like we got to know him pretty well. And
what does that do for you?
Typically,
what does that do for your choice?
If we had not done this interview, I'd been just Ravenclaw or Hufflepuff, right? He hard worker, highly intellectual, doesn't talk a lot. But then I keep hearing the guy talks a lot.
I won't shut up.
And I just don't think that's a Ravenclaw, right?
I don't know. I think Ravenclaw is probably where he best fits, and personally. Let me see here.
Let's see here. I'm looking at Hufflepuff. Hard work, patience, loyalty. We're talking about, Ravenclaw makes sense. He has all the information, right?
He has all the information. He's Ravenclaw. That settles it for me.
His holy grail computer.
The grid, his map.
Yeah.
He's the cartographer.
Yeah, that's true. And then Janet saying put him with Scott. It makes sense. Put him in Slytherin with Scott so they can go cause trouble and run around the world.
Okay, that's not a good reason to put them in. They could still be friends. You could have friends in a different house.
So they could sneak out together at night.
They could.
Yeah.
They could. I don't know. He's such an intellect.
He is. He really is an intellect.
If he's not in Ravenclaw, who is in Ravenclaw? Everybody else in Ravenclaw should be sorted out.
Yeah, he does math. But Ravenclaw, right? We have Paul's in there. Dr. Ian Spooner, belongs in Ravenclaw. Doug's in there. Laird's in there. I can see Stephen with all those.
I think Steve's in Ravenclaw. It doesn't make sense to not put him there because he is Mr. Numbers, Mr. intellect, Mr. Wit, Mr. Wisdom. Like, come
But
on.
aren't the Ravenclaws quiet?
Not necessarily.
I guess everybody needs a loud Ravenclaw.
Sure, I suppose. That's just what I think.
Okay,
but wait, where did you put him in?
I have no idea.
Well, you got to make a choice. That's part of this whole exercise.
Okay.
And
he's a Hufflepuff.
Ooh, okay.
He does all the running around the island all the time. We've seen him like sifting with Laird. We've seen him covered in dirt.
You make a good case for that because thinking about him being needed everywhere. So, I mean,
well, and his giant stick is yellow.
It is.
I mean, it's like he's waving a Hufflepuff flag everywhere he goes.
The prism pole of truth.
Yes.
Yeah. That sounds like a Gryffindor artifact, though.
Oh, yikes.
All right. So, what did the people say? Ooh.
Wow.
They agreed with you.
Wow. But barely.
30%.
Okay.
29%.
If you're not looking at this live,
wow.
I mean, this is like the most even split we've seen.
So far. Yeah. All of them are above 20%. And all of them are below 30%. So we got 29% Hufflepuff and followed by, it looks like 28% Ravenclaw. So it's really close.
Slytherin's like right at 20. Gryffindor's just over. Like, whoa.
Okay, so
you guys really didn't make this easier.
Yeah, well, they did because they agreed with you and that I get overruled. That's 2-1.
That's
Hufflepuff.
True. He's a puff.
All right, so he's officially being sorted.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's get him in there. Oh wait, let's sort it, or let's put him on the Quidditch team first.
Oh, okay.
Seeker, he looks like Harry Potter. Just get him a lightning bolt scar in between his eyes. He's a seeker like Harry.
I was gonna say he's tall, so as the keeper, he could keep things out.
Sure. You think keeper? I think seeker.
Yeah, let's make him a seeker.
Right. Well, let's get him sorted too. Here he comes.
Let's see. I know. Hufflepuff.
Yeah. All right, Steve Guptill, Hufflepuff.
Right. Sorry, you don't get to come
that.
to the party barge.
Yeah, I would not have guessed that. All right, cool. Well, yeah, he joins Peter, Maddie, and Billy. So that's the makings of a good team right there.
That is the makings of a good team.
Yeah. All right, so who's next on our
list? The rowdy one.
Ooh, David
Blankenship.
Okay. Ooh, the rowdy one. I think he needs to be in my house.
The rowdy one needs to be at your house. He's coming to the party barge. Like, there's no way him and the Crown aren't coming to Slytherin to hang out and have a good time. Yeah, and if anything, he's been there, a long time. If there's anything found and hidden, it's probably, in his backyard.
No, what does that mean?
I don't know. Sneaky.
Yeah. I mean, I could see him as being I can see him landing in Slytherin, but something just tells me Gryffindor. I don't know.
No, there's no way he's in Gryffindor. Yeah, he's a brave dude, but
there's a good case for him to be Hufflepuff too. Like, he's always at he's at every site when these guys are doing whatever they're doing on the island. Like, he's always there. Oh man!
But he's supervising and telling them what to do.
He's not. You just got me. He's a leader. He's a supervisor.
Hands down, he's a leader. He's an owner. He will own you.
Okay.
He's the man.
Okay.
I mean, he's gonna drink Crown on the
literally,
site.
I'm making a case for him to be a Gryffindor, but no, it rolled over into Slytherin.
No, he's got to be a Slytherin. Party barge. Vanessa, me, Scott, Dave, this is a good time.
That doesn't matter. That's not what you're supposed to base it on.
This is what I'm basing my frat house off of, this party barge that I've made up.
Okay, so you think the rowdy one belongs in Slytherin?
The rowdy one. And you think the rowdy one belongs in Gryffindor?
I don't know. Gryffindors could be troublemakers. I can see Dave as a troublemaker.
Look at this. We got people agreeing with me. Let's see what the people say.
All right, let's see.
I think this is duh.
Oh, look at that. Which one is it?
I don't
is it a tie?
know. It's
I think
a
it's
tie.
a tie. I think it's 32%, 32% Gryffindor and Slytherin. So guess what?
I've never been so shocked in my life.
I'm telling you, he's a Gryffindor.
But look there's more votes for Slytherin in the chat. If you gave the option to Dave and put the hat on his head, I mean, he's gonna tell you how it is. He's gonna be straightforward. He's gonna be he totally, as the rowdy one, belongs in Who's Gonna Bring the Crown to the Barge. If it's not Dave.
That shouldn't matter.
It should matter because he's got to be with his people.
Okay. Well, I guess.
How is it split that close?
Yeah, so they both have like 32%. Ravenclaw's in last place, and then Hufflepuff's at about 19%. So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna say you're probably right with Slytherin with the current chat supporting you in your decision.
Yeah, see, the current chat is supporting me in my Slytherin tendencies, and he's rowdy.
He is rowdy. He's the rowdy one.
Yeah, like you said, if someone woke you up in the middle of the night, you want to go back to bed. You're like, ugh. Dave's like, who cares what time it is?
Party time.
Like, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah. Okay, so Dave will be in Slytherin. If he's in Slytherin, which Quidditch position is he playing? Or is he playing one? Which one? I think
I kind of think he's a seeker.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, the seeker is going after the golden snitch, right? Mm-hmm. It's like a little ball that's the size of
gold
a walnut.
Shiny things.
Yep, gold shiny things. Plus, it's the same color as Crown.
Spendables.
Isn't it the same color as Crown? Goldish.
Yeah, goldish.
He's just chasing that. Even if he's like already had a couple and he sees two of them, he just reaches in the middle. He can still grab it.
Bam. Whatever.
Okay, so he's a seeker.
He's a seeker. He's got his eye on the prize. Gold.
All right, let's get him sorted. You ready?
Yep.
Let's make it official.
Slytherin!
Yeah.
Dave Blankenship, Slytherin. All right.
Man, I didn't think we'd have this many Slytherins. Like,
I was pretty sure of it.
I'm stoked for the Slytherin party.
Yeah. Well, it looks like a fun house.
Yeah.
DJ's like, duh, I'm in there.
Duh, come join me.
All
okay,
right.
next is Alex Lagina.
Ooh, Alex.
Smart guy is what we hear.
From what I understand.
Right. He's an engineer. I think Steve told us he was just like so smart. Because remember when we were asking about apprentice, like who would you choose to help you on the interview? Yeah. And he's like, Alex is so smart. But then he like want to take control,
It sounds like a Slytherin to me.
No, see, I think he's smart, but I don't know where his leadership lies. Not that only Slytherins.
I made a case earlier for Peter to be a Slytherin based on some of his leadership things. And I think Alex is much more of a, has tendencies for leadership and taking charge. Alex Lagina, Slytherin.
Really? I'm thinking I was going to say Gryffindor. Because just...
I can see it, but I think
he's an offspring of Marty. And I don't know, just...
Who said Marty's a Gryffindor?
That's true. I mean, he wears a red shirt all the time. But
that doesn't mean anything.
Maybe it secretly does.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I see Slytherin. I can, the same kind of thing about Harry Potter. Harry Potter could have been in either way. But...
I just don't think he's a Slytherin. I really don't. I think he's...
You think Gryffindor?
I think he's Gryffindor or even...
I would accept him in the Gryffindor with open arms, but I still think he's a Slytherin. And Slytherins and Gryffindors can be friends. It's fine. Doesn't happen often, but whatever. So I
still think he's a Gryffindor or a Ravenclaw.
All right. Well, what do the people think?
Let's see.
Maybe that's what's most important here.
Well, apparently, because we can't agree on things.
Okay, let's see.
That's a fairly even split, but they agree with me.
They do. Okay. So Alex Lagina looks to be a Gryffindor.
The people have spoken.
The people have spoken. Okay, yeah. I mean, hey,
And I know it wasn't much of an argument I put up, but I go with my gut.
And your gut told you Gryffindor.
Yeah.
So far we have Tony, Gary, and Alex being sorted into Gryffindor. Then that sounds like a
Bobby Dazzler of a time.
Bobby Dazzler.
Not as much shenanigans as a Slytherin, folks. You guys just don't know quite how to have fun.
All right, so it's Alex. What kind of Quidditch player is he? In which position?
Oh, geez, I don't know.
He's a chaser. He's trying to score goals.
Yeah, I mean, I think he wants, the game to end eventually.
So you think he's a keeper or a seeker?
Ooh.
I was going to be the seeker. Even Jeff in the chat earlier said I was a seeker. But I'm definitely not the most agile. Yeah, so maybe he could be a seeker. All right, so Alex Lagina into Gryffindor. That's it, huh?
It's official. I'm sorry. It's official.
All right, well, let's get him. Let's really make it official here with this.
Difficult, very difficult. Plenty of courage, I see. Not a bad mind either. There's talent. Oh, yes. But where to put you? Better be Gryffindor!
Yay!
Yay!
Alex, you're welcome into our house, or into my house. Woo-woo.
Welcome into Dustin's house.
Yeah, so cool. Yeah, we're getting some more people, so I'm happy and excited about that.
Okay, next one. Jack.
Ooh,
Jack
Bateman.
attack.
Okay.
Oh, I thought this was easy.
Did you? No, I'm thinking Gryffindor. For Jack?
Hufflepuff.
Well, Hufflepuff works too.
I mean,
he's a super hard worker.
Have you ever seen that guy dig a hole?
I watched him almost dig a grave.
I know, his own. And
I don't know. I thought Gryffindor because I think he's like, as far as chivalry goes, like I can see him as that kind of guy, like stand up, like I'm gonna defend whatever, I'm a hero.
He may, but he's super ambitious and zealous, and
well, you're talking Slytherin.
Yes, but him, when you open the door, that guy's gone, right?
Why? Where's he going?
He's gonna go dig a hole wherever you said.
He's gonna go work.
What was it that scene in the war room where he's like, "I'll dig it up with my bare hands."
That's true.
Like
he's getting in the dirt.
Dirt don't hurt, and Jack's all in. He may be sporting green, but he's definitely a Hufflepuff.
Yeah, he definitely wears a shirt almost just like the shirt you're wearing right now.
Exactly.
So maybe he is a Slytherin.
He wants to be a Slytherin, but he's not.
He's a Hufflepuff.
He's totally a Hufflepuff.
Okay, well, I still say Gryffindor, but I can definitely see your reasoning because he is definitely a hard worker, but that doesn't mean a Gryffindor can't be a hard worker.
Well, exactly. Well, look at Connie's comment. He's a human badger digging holes.
Okay, so
Jack is literally the mascot of Hufflepuff.
Okay, so Hufflepuff's animal is a badger.
Badger, badger, badger.
Mushroom. Yeah, so okay. I get it. What did the people say? Because they're gonna have to they said they're gonna fight me?
No, I'm saying I'll fight any of you that think he's not a Hufflepuff.
Okay. Well, let's see what the people say.
They say Hufflepuff. They gave a lot of credit to your Gryffindor.
Well, there you go. See, I'm not like
at least
just
nobody
pulling it out of
thinks
thin
he's
air.
a Slytherin. Okay, like a person thinks he's a Slytherin.
One or two or three.
He's totally a Hufflepuff. He's the badger.
Yeah.
Okay. That guy will dig up holes with his bare hands. He said it himself.
Yeah, so we have 50% Hufflepuff, and then we had 33% Gryffindor.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, he's a Hufflepuff, I suppose.
You suppose?
According to this and according to you, he's a Hufflepuff. Jack Bagley's a Hufflepuff.
He's a Hufflepuff and a seeker.
A seeker?
Yeah.
I think he's a seeker, huh?
He has an eye on the prize. He will dig it with his bare hands.
He will not stop until he accomplishes his goal.
Yeah, do not remember. He was like, big dig, how long is it going to take? I could do it quicker.
Yeah, he's like, bare hands, let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Let's get this.
All right, so we're going to officially sort him. You ready?
Yep, let's sort him.
Yeah, here we go.
Let's see. I know. Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff.
He is totally a Hufflepuff.
Oh, good job, House Hufflepuff. They allowed.
They allowed.
Well, they had Jack Bagley join their ranks.
Yes, and I'm sure with open arms.
I'm sure with open arms. How can you not just be infected by hit?
Let's not get infected by anything or anyone.
No, his enthusiasm is infectious.
There you go. That's a little better. Let's not put infections anywhere. Like y'all needs to calm down.
So who's
or
next?
At least you do. Okay. Charles.
Oh, this is the easiest one. We've been saying this for years.
We have been. But in preparing, I've been thinking.
No, you're not going to change what you've been saying for years about Charles.
Okay, Charles. I mean, it's been a joke, like sneaky Charles hanging out in Slytherin, right? But I'm thinking about him giving the tours and being like the smartest guy ever, and
he is smart. The smartest guy ever. Wow, that's quite the
when
compliment.
It comes to Oak Island and the history, people are always saying, you're going to learn something new when you talk to Charles. Because he's like a human encyclopedia. Okay,
but come on. There's so much evidence that he is keeping the treasure hidden from the Fellowship.
I mean, there is like the Barkhouse name everywhere. He was sneaking around at night when the whole money pit started caving in.
Yeah, he's like, hey, guys, you might want to come down to the money pit. They're like, what are you doing there? And he's like, I live here. Come on. Charles Barkhouse is the poster child for Slytherins. Like, even more than Voldemort, like, seriously.
I mean, he could hang out on the party barge.
Oh, look, Agnes says he's Snape. Yes, he's just like Snape. Snape was very intelligent, very smart, very a lot of things. Like, he was very, okay?
He was very,
but I mean... Charles Barkhouse is the same. He's, like, super smart, but he's, like, got his... I don't know.
Yeah. I can see him as being very cunning, witty, like just
very sharp.
I mean, I want him in my house. Don't get me wrong.
That's where he belongs.
It is. You're right.
Come on.
Let's see if the people.
Are you on board with this?
Yes, of course.
It's got to be
board.
Slytherin.
It is Slytherin.
Come on now. That's where it's going to be 100% by the people in the Slytherin. Are you kidding? People.
Whoa.
What are you thinking? Okay, so we have I'm about to cry. Okay, so we have Slytherin at 29% of the vote and Ravenclaw at 32% of the vote.
Like, this is bananas.
I can't believe it.
Look, like, he's actually like really even for
pretty
the
close.
Most part. I mean, he's not as even as Steven. That was funny. Punny, if you will. Like, whoa.
Okay.
I mean, but the chat over here is screaming Slytherin.
Well, duh, because that's what he is.
Okay, we have over. Whoa, hello. Sorry, my chat just refreshed. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So literally, I know a couple people were confused and hit Ravenclaw by mistake when they were doing the survey, but he is a Slytherin. True and true.
I wish he was here to tell us what house he wanted to be in. But yeah, he's a Slytherin.
Okay. And Charles, we're just kidding. We know you're not hiding the treasure from everybody.
I know, but you can come be in my house and tell me all the secrets.
Yeah, right. All right, so Charles Barkhouse is going to be a Slytherin. Is he going to play Quidditch? He's a beater. He's going to get that baton.
Ooh,
he's a defender. He is a defender.
He is a defender.
He's a defender of the treasure.
He's the defender of secrets.
Yeah, he's the keeper of secrets. Keeper.
Oh, snap.
He's got to be the keeper now because we know that Charles Barkhouse is the keeper of secrets.
Naturally.
He could be the keeper
just
of
like
Quidditch
Busan.
too.
Yep. Okay, done.
All right, so he's getting sorted.
Yes.
All right, ready? Here we go.
Let's see. Slytherin.
Yay! He joins you.
Yeah.
Charles Barkhouse. And then you'll have him in
then I can get all the secrets with a little bit of crown.
Dave will supply the crown.
Please make this happen.
Hey, you know what? I get all the wine I want from Alex.
You don't even like wine.
I know.
I'll just take Marty and get all the wine and crown I want.
We'll see if you get sorted there. All right, so where are you going next?
Where am I going next? Where are we going next?
Exactly.
Dan Henske.
Dan Henske. Oh my gosh, that guy is like he might rival Charles Barkhouse on his knowledge of Oak Island.
That's true.
Like he can be like, maybe not like history, but maybe, I don't know. But like as far as like where things lie on Oak Island, like Dan Henske's like, oh yeah, just right over there there's a bunch of coconut fiber. You'll go find it. And they're like, where? And he's like, boom, right here. And then they're like, oh, guess what? There's a whole bunch of coconut fiber. Dan Henske, you're a freaking genius.
Yeah. Well, okay. Steve, during the interview with him, told us about Dan Henske walking around the island, and he's just like in his mind looking at stuff, and he goes, I think Shaft 9 is right here. And it was.
Yeah.
He knew.
Yeah, so what does that mean? Does that mean he's a
Ravenclaw?
Ravenclaw for just being brilliant? Or is he a Hufflepuff from working so hard his whole life, he just knows everything?
Well, maybe he spent a lot of time in the workings like as a Ravenclaw, and he's like as a Hufflepuff, and was like, he
can't switch houses.
Maybe he did.
I don't know. Maybe he belongs in my house in Gryffindor.
Ooh, that's a really good point, because it feels very all-encompassing as the wise sage. He
is the wise sage, but kind of like Dumbledore. In Harry Potter, Dumbledore, Dan Henske is Dumbledore.
Dan is the Dumbledore of Oak Island.
And Dumbledore was a Gryffindor.
Okay.
That settles it in my mind.
He is definitely the Dumbledore of the island.
Yeah.
Like, no doubt.
Yeah, but he's just, I think he's a mixture of a lot of things, like you said, like fair play. I think he's loyal, so that's some Hufflepuff, but he's real wicked smart but
brave. Think about going down in those.
In 10X?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Dan Blankenship would have been a Gryffindor too.
Oh, hands down.
But yeah, and then like he came face to face with that apparition or whatever,
and
I'm sure it freaked him out, but yeah, he didn't leave. He has got the nerve, he's got the bravery, he's got the courage. Dan Henske, Gryffindor.
Yeah, I agree.
Final answer.
Let's see. Final answer.
Yeah. What did the people say? Oh,
the people agree. That's a really good split.
Well, Gryffindor has 30%, Hufflepuff at like 28%, and Ravenclaw at 27%. So,
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so Gryffindor it is, I think.
Yep.
Like that's pretty good. Plus, how we talked it through, we arrived there as well.
I totally agree. I think, my inclination was just to go to the extreme of the knowledge, but Gryffindor makes sense when you compare them to Dumbledore
or Hermione. Like Hermione is like the smartest witch in her whole entire school, but she didn't get voted, or she didn't get sorted into Ravenclaw. She got sorted into Gryffindor for her other qualities. So anyway, Dan Henske, Dumbledore.
Yeah. Yeah. Gryffindor of the island.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cool. All right. So what is he going to play in Quidditch? Is he the coach for Gryffindor?
Oh, jeez.
Or is he going to be like a beater or seeker? Or I don't know. I think he's a coach.
Okay.
We're going to have him as coach. All right, so let's officially sort him. You ready?
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Ha! I know just what to do with you. Gryffindor!
Yay! I know just what to do with you. Well, Gryffindor.
Yeah. Okay. So Dan Henske, Gryffindor. Love it.
Yep.
All right. Let me note that here. All right. So who's next up on the list?
Oh man, you ready?
I was born ready.
Oh, I don't know about that. Okay, we're headed into the big three.
Oh, like this is the grand finale, huh?
This is the finale. This is the home stretch. Oops.
The big three.
Yes. All right. Next is Craig Tester.
Oh my gosh. I can make cases for him for probably any house.
Okay, so he's a partner in, like, him and Marty are business partners, right?
Yeah.
They in the energy business.
Yep.
Engineer, cool, calm, collective.
He's kind of the brains.
Yeah, he's silent and smart, but we've heard, like Maddie has even said, he just like will sneakily say something that's hilarious and kind of
keeps everybody in a good mood.
It keeps everybody in a good mood, and it says like the absurdity of the situation. Like, of course, you know, it just, yeah, geez. I would normally just say like Ravenclaw, but I just,
part of me's thinking like Master Hufflepuff. Like,
really,
yeah,
I would not have put him there.
Hard worker. I think he's fair to everybody.
Yeah.
You know, he listens to everybody. He hears people out. I don't know. That's my leaning. And you're leaning toward what?
I'm actually leaning towards Ravenclaw. I'm thinking about the big three, and to be a team that works together as, you know, the head of the fellowship, you're all going to have to be different and have different things to bring to the table. And I just see Craig as really intellectual.
Oh, I guarantee it.
And to me, yeah, that just, I don't know. That's what makes sense.
Okay. Well, I can see him as Ravenclaw. You know that he's like brilliant. You know, he's a multimillionaire, right? With and him and Marty doing most of the funding for this. And he's, like you said, a partner. And yeah, I mean, it makes a lot of sense to put him in Ravenclaw. But like I said, I don't know. The little tiny bit of me said, like, deep down, I just think he's like, he values fair play. He's like, listens to everybody. Just a little bit says Hufflepuff to me, but I can get behind Ravenclaw for sure.
Okay. Let's see what the people say.
All right, let's see. First of the big three. Yep, and they agree.
Wow, yeah. They...
Hufflepuff's in last place, actually.
Wow. Yeah. Yes. See, Hufflepuff was definitely not my first thought, but if...
Yeah, Ravenclaw got 38% of the vote from the viewers and listeners, so...
I would love to see more of Craig.
I would. Maybe Craig needs his own spin-off show.
Ooh.
Like maybe, how about like Craig and Gary and Jack?
I don't like that.
Why not? Jack and Gary are a dream team anyway, and then you need someone to fund their adventures.
So what? Craig just sits around and sends them money, and we have to, and then we have the same problem. All we're seeing is, no, we just got to put all of those intellects together.
So Ravenclaw has maybe this can be like a reality show with each of the houses.
And they have to like do challenges.
Yeah, that sounds like fun,
suit other houses to see if they can survive.
Sure. Sounds like fun.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
All right. So it looks like it's pretty clear that Craig Tester will be in a Ravenclaw.
Oh,
so what about his
Quidditch?
Quidditch.
I don't know if he's a Quidditch kind of guy. Is he?
Quidditch.
Isn't that what I said?
I thought you said Quidditch.
Oh, I may have.
Quidditch.
I may have said that multiple times.
So for Quidditch, I could see him being a keeper.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I don't know. He doesn't let anything get by him.
Okay, well, right? I mean that's a very good argument. Yeah. I will give you that.
There you go. All right, so do you agree? Is that fine?
Yes.
All right, so let's sort him officially. You ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go.
Ah, yes, a ready mind. You belong in Ravenclaw.
Ravenclaw. Woo! Woo! All right, well, I think he has to be the leader of House Ravenclaw.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so Ravenclaw has another member. So good job, Ravenclaw.
All right.
Welcome, Craig. All right, and we've got,
Next.
Just 2 left? That's it?
Yeah,
oh my
that's
gosh.
it.
And it's the brothers.
The brothers.
Who's first?
Marty.
Marty
is
Lagina.
first.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Marty.
Engineer, has multiple businesses. He dubbed them the Fellowship of the Dig.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty obvious to me where he belongs.
Where do you think he belongs?
Slytherin.
Okay.
Leader, determined, go-getter.
He needs the spendables to recoup all the money he's put in.
What is that?
I mean, that's totally a Slytherin, folk. We keep our eye on the prize.
His eye is definitely on the prize.
And just like Dave.
Yeah.
He would bring the wine to the barge.
Yep.
And he just, his business mindset definitely screams Slytherin. I mean, we got a lot of. Actually, we got a good mix-up in here.
We do have a pretty good mix-up. So, I think he's a Slytherin. Is that what you agree? Or where else can you put him?
I don't. He's not a Hufflepuff, and he's not a Ravenclaw. No.
Well, come on. Don't doubt his wits.
I'm not. I'm just trying to think of his the whole picture here.
Yeah. I don't know. That makes me think more of Slytherin because he is basically, making sure everybody stays on task all the time. He is like the taskmaster.
Yeah.
He is the leader. He's like, kind of like Scott Barlow, he's got to make sure everybody stays on task. Marty's like, all right, everybody, let's get back to work. You always hear that because guess what?
True.
He is in charge. And what he
says
goes.
And he's like, you can research, but eventually you do have to pull the trigger.
You do.
You have to do something. And he'll tell you, okay, do it.
Do it.
And no guts, no glory.
Yeah. So I think Slytherin, that's where my heart is for him with you. He's hanging out with you in the Slytherin common room that's in
my house is just getting better and better.
So your common room is in the basement of Hogwarts. Or like in actually in the dungeons.
Yeah. We're cool with
That's
that.
what they call the basement, the dungeons.
Well, we're basement dwellers.
You sure are. All right, so that's where you think he belongs? What about the people?
Let's see what the people say.
All right, let's see what the people say.
Hot dog.
Yeah, at 40%, Marty Lagina was sorted into Slytherin by the listeners. Gryffindor, actually, Ravenclaw was second, which I can see at about 28%.
Definitely.
And then looks like 27% Gryffindor. So, I mean, yeah, but definitely Slytherin. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a pretty big gap here.
Yeah, but,
I think he could have gone a lot of places.
He could have, but no, he belongs in Slytherin. They got it right.
Yeah.
So
no, I agree. The people got it right.
Yeah, is he going to be playing Quidditch?
Yes.
He's a go-getter.
He's going to play Quidditch.
What is he going to do?
He's going to seek.
Seek? How many seekers do you have on your team?
I have a lot of seekers.
Yeah.
You got to have, because inevitably they're going to get injured.
No, Dave was your seeker.
That's true. Okay,
so
Marty's going to be a beater.
A beater?
Yeah.
I didn't say a chaser.
Oh, no. He's a beater.
Okay. He's going to defend his team.
Yeah. He's got to take, the stress of managing everything out on somebody.
All right.
Might as well beat him.
All right. So should we officially
let's send
him in? All right. Here we go. Let's send him in.
Okay.
Slytherin!
All right. Marty Lagina. House Slytherin.
Yeah.
He's probably the leader of House Slytherin. Over you. Sorry.
Over Dave?
I don't know. I guess they'll have to do
Scott.
They'll have to rock, paper, scissors.
Man, when you got this many cooks in the kitchen, it's gonna get heated.
Yeah, plus you.
All of us leadership type. Oh boy, we're gonna be in a world of trouble. Okay, last but definitely not least.
Must be Rick.
Must be.
All right, Rick Lagina. Oh my gosh. So the heart and soul of the Fellowship of the Dig.
Yeah,
there could only
Warden of Truth.
The Warden of Truth and Justice and the like I said, he's the heart.
He is.
I can't see him being in any house but one. What about you?
Yeah, he's totally a Gryffindor.
He is definitely a Gryffindor, 1,000%. I would be shocked if the listeners and if they didn't put him in Gryffindor, because come on, he
should be wearing the red shirt and Marty should be wearing the green shirt
during the interviews.
Yeah.
Well, they did once. Remember, we had
that
one screen cap from early on.
Really trippy.
Yeah.
But...
So the chivalry, that is Rick Lagina.
It is totally Rick.
He is. He wears his heart on his sleeve. He's the driving force behind everything. He is he is a Gryffindor through and through.
Yeah, he bleeds red and gold.
I think everybody bleeds red.
Don't make me bleed gold, my own blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he is definitely, in my opinion, a Gryffindor.
Yeah, he belongs in this house right here on my shirt. Like, I'm wearing a Gryffindor t-shirt. He's in my house. I get Rick.
You get Rick.
I get Rick. It has to be.
I get Mark.
Unless it's like unless he gets like voted 100% into Slytherin or something or Ravenclaw. I mean, he has to be a Gryffindor.
I mean, he is a really hard worker. Like, we know he works nonstop, right?
Nonstop.
So
he works so hard. He's willing to taste the swamp water.
Yeah, I mean,
not advisable. You know,
that might actually turn him into a badger or a lion.
One of the traits of Gryffindor are recklessness.
Oh,
that's reckless.
Yeah, brave to the
drinking the swamp
point
water?
of recklessness.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, yeah.
But also heroism, and that makes him my hero when he does stuff like that. Because I'm a Gryffindor too. I wouldn't.
Yeah, but you're like a germophobic Gryffindor. You're not as brave as Rick. Like,
yes, I am.
Brackish water.
Hey, I drank water at the Fountain of Youth a couple weeks ago. That wasn't wonderful.
No.
But I drank it. It's brackish. Ish. Anyway, Rick Lagina
let's see
has
what the
to be
people
Gryffindor.
have
let's
to
see.
say.
And booyah!
Oh wow, that is the highest percentage we've seen.
Overwhelmingly Gryffindor.
Yeah.
So he is at 58%. Looks like Gryffindor. Next was Hufflepuff at 29%. So yeah, definitely 100% Gryffindor. The people have spoken.
Oh yeah, like boom goes the dynamite.
Boom goes the dynamite.
He's a Gryffindor.
Yeah. So
is he playing Quidditch?
He is definitely playing Quidditch. Come on.
Yeah, there's no way that guy's ever sitting on the sidelines.
No. So is he gonna be a beater? Is he gonna be a chaser? What's he gonna do? Is he a keeper? Maybe he's the keeper.
I was gonna say he could be a beater because he's strong from digging all those holes all the time.
So it'd be him versus Marty when they play, and they both be beaters, and
they try to beat each other.
They try to hit
That's a classic brotherly love type of situation. Okay, so yeah, they could be beating each other with, but yeah,
fun. All right, well that gets everybody sorted. So we want to let's list off who's in what house.
Okay.
So let's start with Hufflepuff. Hufflepuff, we have 5 members. We have Peter Fernetti, Maddie Blake.
You didn't give him a proper send-off.
I'm so sorry, Rick
Slow
Lagina.
Your roll.
Rick Lagina, you need to be sorted. Here you go, buddy. Let's push this one.
Difficult, very difficult. Plenty of courage, I see. Not a bad mind either. There's talent. Oh, yes. But where to put you? Better be Gryffindor!
Gryffindor! All right, yes. Rick Lagina, Gryffindor.
Gryffindor
power, baby.
Gryffindor power.
Yeah, so, hot dog. So we have, let's see the split real quick.
Yep.
For Gryffindor, we have 5 members.
Okay.
Ravenclaw, we have 7 members.
Really?
Yeah. Hufflepuff is 5, and Slytherin is 6. So it's pretty good split.
That is a really good split. And
should we move anybody to make them all even?
No. The hat doesn't care if they're even or not.
That's true.
Like, come on now.
Yeah. So anyway, for Hufflepuff, we have Peter Fernetti, Maddie Blake,
okay,
Billy Gerhardt,
okay,
Steve Guptill, and Jack Bagley. Who is the leader of Hufflepuff?
Oh man, Billy.
Duh. Yeah.
Like Billy's digging and pointing, pointing. Yeah. Get to work.
Yeah. So
and doesn't even have to do it with many words. He's the guy that can tell you with a look to get back to work.
He can.
Absolutely.
So Good job, Billy. You are head of house.
Billy is head of house. Okay.
Right, and we got Ravenclaw, Robert Clotworthy, Paul Troutman, Ian Spooner, Doug Crowell, Laird Niven, Terry Matheson, and Craig Tester.
Wow.
Who's the head of house?
Until you got to Craig Tester, I was going to say Robert Clotworthy because he just talks at the end. So like they could be anywhere and be like, get to work, study better, read, listen to an audiobook by me.
Or not. Yeah, no, Craig Tester.
Yeah, it's definitely Craig.
For sure. All right, Slytherin, we've got Tom Nolan, Vanessa Lucido, Scott Barlow, Dave Blankenship, Charles Barkhouse, and Marty Lagina. And Deidre White.
So many leaders.
Yes.
It's going to be Marty because,
Not you?
He's the brother. And, I mean, I don't think he's going to not want to be in charge. And
no, Marty's in charge.
Like, come on now. I mean, I could play backup.
Yeah, sorry. No.
I know.
Okay.
No shot.
All right, then we have Gryffindor. We have Tony Sampson, Alex Lagina, Gary Drayton, Dan Hensky, Rick Lagina, and me.
I mean, Rick definitely.
I would follow Rick into a fire without any kind of fire protection on.
But Hensky.
Okay.
I feel like good. Rick has this chivalry that'd be like, I'm not going to be the leader. We have Dan here.
Okay, you have a point.
But, I mean, that...
I'd still think Rick's the leader.
Yeah, I mean, naturally. But I think he's going to fight it and try to give it to Dan. So Dan is on call for when
backup leader?
Yeah, down or something.
All right, and so if we played Quidditch between these teams, who's winning the Quidditch Cup?
Slytherin. Of course we are.
Yeah, if I'm looking through the list, I'd say probably Gryffindor, but
Yeah, I'm sure you would.
Hufflepuff's got a good shot. I think Ravenclaw, even though they have the most people, I think they would probably be in last place in the Quidditch Cup.
Messed up. You don't know. They study aerodynamics.
I just think that they're more worried about their studies instead of Quidditch.
Not necessarily.
Yeah. All right. So I think that's kind of it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I put that away. We finally got through getting these guys all sorted. We hope you guys had a good time.
Yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it greatly.
That's good.
And thank you to everybody that submitted or that filled out our survey and supplied commentary in the chat today.
Yes.
To this fun little experiment, this fun little Harry Potter
extravaganza,
Oak Island crossover.
Yeah, that's right. The crossover you never knew you needed.
Yeah, and we do want to thank one more time the Real Weird Sisters for bringing this idea even to my attention because I listened to their podcast. And yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah.
So do we have anything else we'd like to say?
Nothing that I can think of right now. I don't know about you guys. Okay, I do know about you guys. Everybody's getting really excited for the next season.
Yeah.
Yes, we're going to be back podcasting on our regular season recaps.
Yes, we will be here.
Yes.
We will be doing our pregame shows on Tuesdays at 5:00, the hour before the Curse of Oak Island begins. Or if there is a drilling down episode, it would be even an hour before that.
Yes, exactly. So
we will keep you posted over on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Oak Island Podcast, right?
Correctamundo. Cool. We also have a group that's affiliated with it, which is, could it be Curse of Oak Island group? So
yeah, feel free to join it.
Yeah,
we have a lot of good chatting over there.
There is some good chatting. So yeah, I think that's it. We can go ahead and wrap it up. Oh, if you've been joining us for trivia.
Yeah, there's not going to be any trivia this week. I'm just not going to be able to figure it out. Deidre is she's a closet Ravenclaw when it comes to technology. Like, she should maybe be in Ravenclaw because she is the one that puts these live streams together, gets all the techie stuff done, and she's mostly the brains over here. So
are you Pinky? And
I am kind of Pinky, and you're the brain, and that's fine.
I'm going to take over the world.
And I will be here to support you. But yeah, so anyway, thank you to you for doing all that kind of stuff like you always do. But Deidre is going on a secret mission. well, not very secret, to Maine.
Yes.
To look for buried treasure next week. And so she's not going to be here for trivia. But on the following Friday, which will be October 9th, we will be doing Oak Island trivia once again. I don't know what episode we're going to do it on yet, but I'm going to read a sample trivia question.
Okay.
So that our listeners to the podcast that haven't been exposed to the trivia games yet know what to look for.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is a trivia question that we had from last week, which was based on season 2, episode 2 of The Curse of Oak Island. And sometimes they're you have to observe and take notes of what is going on in the episode.
Mm-hmm.
And here is a sample question. During drilling at the money pit at the beginning of the episode, which Fellowship of the Dig member was not wearing a hat? Marty Lagina, Rick Lagina, Craig Tester, or they all had hats on? See, it's basically just observing and paying attention. And the correct answer was Marty Lagina was not wearing a hat. And then, so there's other things where you have to pay attention to some of the scientific stuff, some of the stuff going on, how far they drilled that episode or whatever. Yep. There's all sorts of things. Up to 25 questions is what we do. So you're more than welcome to join us on Friday evenings at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And this will be October 9th. So set a calendar reminder if you need to.
Yep.
At Oak Island Podcast. Sorry. At Facebook.com/Oak Island Podcast. You could join us. You can win prizes.
Yep.
Like literally, we give away t-shirts or books or all sorts of things to people that win. And we have many of those winners in our chat right now. So thank you guys for always participating. Thanks for being there for us for, during the off season. Mm-hmm. And it's continued to be lots and lots of fun.
Yep. We're looking forward to doing our third season.
Curse of Oak Island coming up in November.
Woo, woo.
And that's season 8 of the Curse of Oak Island.
Yep.
So
all right.
Pretty sweet stuff. All right. So are we that's it?
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for doing this Harry Potter stuff with us, people.
Yeah.
It's been fun. All right. So, and
until next time.
Could it be?